Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will discuss the determinants of inventory level. That is, what are the factors that can affect upon the size of the inventory or inventory level. So, before discussing this different factor, we revise the concept of the inventory. What is inventory? This is the goods on hand produced or purchased and held for the purpose of the resale. And in earlier videos, we had also discussed the various forms of inventory, that is, the raw material inventory, work in process inventory, and finished goods inventory. And these are the various determinants of inventory level. The first one is the cost of borrowing. The fund that we have borrowed because of maintenance of the inventory or purchased of inventory or production of inventory is its cost. That is the interest that we will pay, whether this is a high or the low. If this interest is too much high, so we will maintain a lower inventory level because the cost is too much high than its benefit. So we will maintain a lower level of inventory. After it, we will see the transportation or the shipment costs that involve when we purchase the raw material from the supplier and reach this raw material to the factory, and the cost of the finished goods when we deliver from factory to the market area. If fuel charges are too much high, transportation cost is very high, so we will maintain a lower level of inventory. In some cases, we maintain also a higher level of inventory, that is, one time we pay the cost when we want to find out the huge level of the benefit. Also, the carrying cost of inventory is very important, that when we keep the inventory, the warehousing cost, the cost of its security, all these are the cost too much. If the carrying cost of inventory is too much high, so we will keep the lower level of the inventory. And nature of the goods is also very important. That is, what is the nature of the inventory? If the inventory is of perishable nature, so we will keep a lower amount of inventory. However, in case of durable goods, there will be kept a huge amount of inventory. Economic, political factors and the climatic factors are also very much important, because if there are economic crisis in the country and there is political disturbance in the country, law and order situation is very disturbed, and if the purchasing power is low, inflation factor is very much high, so no one is ready to buy the goods, especially those goods that have some elastic in nature. If we talk about the goods that are inelastic in nature, so they will buy the people by all time and at any cost. So if your nature of inventory is inelastic, so we will keep a huge amount of inventory. However, if the goods are of elastic nature, so we will keep a lower amount of inventory in such disturbed situation. Same is the climatic condition. If your inventory is suitable with that particular climatic condition, so you will keep a huge amount of inventory. However, if the nature of the product is seasonal, so in a particular season, in a desirable season, you will keep a huge amount of inventory, while rest of the year you will keep a very much lower amount of inventory. Furthermore, if you are sure about the sale quantity, the demand that the customer will offer to you, so you will keep accordingly the amount of the inventory. to avoid the heavy carrying cost of inventory. Furthermore, if your distribution setup and distribution system is well efficient and you are in the position whenever demand will arise, you will manage the raw material and you will be able to deliver the finished goods. So there is no need to keep a huge amount of inventory. So little amount of inventory can be maintained. Furthermore, if you are paying a heavy tax on inventory, so you should keep in mind that you should always keep a lower amount of inventory, and you should try that inventory should be quickly converted into cash or receivable to avoid the heavy taxation. Lastly, we discuss the inventory turnover. Inventory turnover mean that number of times during which an inventory is converted into receivable or cash. If the firm inventory turnover is too much high, this is a very desirable and good and pleasing situation. So in this situation, a lower amount of inventory should be maintained. So this was about the factors that can affect upon the inventory level, and these are the factors that you should keep in mind when you keep the inventory size or level of the firm. If you have the question or comments, you can discuss in the commentary box. I always welcome your comments. Please share it and subscribe it. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.